Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Taurus. If Taurus is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. Piece of paper on there. Okay. Let's see, what do these tea leaves have to say today? All right. So our card for today, one of my favorite archetypes of all time, the moon. And this energy definitely has to do with the water's emotionality, creativity, the shadow, okay? Those kind of dark and uncomfortable places, but also that profound confidence, knowing, wisdom, ability that can only be obtained in the nocturnal, because there is kind of a lessening of being witnessed in the traditional sense of being viewed. There's an ability to explore the depths of being, because there aren't as many constraints being beneath the sun, illuminated for all to see. So, this is an interesting place. This is why our dreams are so important. It is so important to take advantage of those dream realms if you are so inclined, because they are the perfect laboratory to do the self-work, the spiritual work, magical, esoteric work. There are not limitations like there are in the waking base reality. And that's what the moon is all about, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and look at this. We have a squirrel right here, and it looks like it's sitting. It's probably eating a little nut, hanging out, just kind of not in the process of running around, but taking a moment to rest and feed itself, okay? And I feel like there is a sense of kind of sitting and contemplating to some degree. Really kind of, I feel like there's been in the mundane world a bit of a misalignment. Okay, I think that maybe you put yourself out there in some way. Maybe you went to go get a new job. Maybe you asked somebody out. Maybe, here's one I can relate with, trying to figure out play dates, not knowing how to talk to other human beings outside of the context of your interests. And you felt vulnerable, okay? And I think that, whatever the effort was that you put in, whatever you were trying to do, it was just misaligned in a way that it didn't work out, okay? Not this time. And so here we are. We are the squirrel that is kind of sitting. It has its tail wrapped around it. Maybe the weather has turned a bit cold. The emotions, are a little bit icy, possibly. Feeling maybe a little bit blue, or at least kind of knocked off of your game. And so here you sit eating your little, peanut or whatever, walnut, And thinking about where next, right? Do not sit and lament. You did a brave thing, okay? Whatever it was. You did something outside of your comfort zone. You took a chance. Hey, it didn't work out. Okay. So what's next? Right? All right. So the moon moves in. And actually, we're about to have an eclipse, which the eclipse is on the 14th. And then I think the same day, of course, is the new moon. Okay. So, we have some, pretty profound, and we are very conscious, usually. Anyways, I am conscious of the new moon affects me like the full moon affects most people. So, these are, big celestial events. They're close to home. So, we have a person actually right here looking up at the sky. Another person here pointing. So maybe you will be in a place where you can witness this eclipse coming up, but the energy is strong, whatever it is. And so that lunar energy, although is the absence of, is strong. Okay. And things get a bit distorted under that lunar, watery kind of mindset. Okay, so a good time to be making art, a good time to be going and seeing things that are inspiring, going to some kind of music, going to a museum, going to an outdoor place, go to the water if you can. Okay, do something that kind of is a happy distraction, something that you find comforting in some way, but also very stimulating, some kind of sensory, something that, is very sensory oriented. The thing that I always think of that is like the best, well, besides like music, of course, I love music a lot, but these kinds of immersive art exhibits, whatever it is, I don't care, but whatever is near you, and if there's nothing, maybe, you're like me, you live out in the middle of a cornfield, and it takes a while to get to a city. You maybe go out and make your own a little immersive art exhibit. Enjoy nature as your museum. But whatever you like to do, go and do something. Okay. I really think that there will be, quite, and I keep looking at this. Oh, okay. So we have, it looks like a lamb. Okay. And it looks like from its nose or its head, it looks like it's stretching out into the metaphysical. So I feel like, there's almost a sense of when you surrender, okay, when you come into kind of almost, if you can imagine, carrying the energy of the child pose throughout your day, right? And if you don't know what that is, go look it up. It's a yoga posture. A sense of being very low to the ground, quieted, and devotional. Okay, almost a kind of devotional posture. And, being taken away by that almost psychedelic, spiritual, like, it doesn't have, obviously, I'm not talking about actual like plant medicine or anything like that. Although, whatever, to each his own. But I do feel like there is just this expansive, surreal kind of almost waking, like a dream and waking life. Very interesting period of creativity coming about. It doesn't have to be exactly like that you're going to make art, but a creative thinking in your daily life. Okay, experiencing reality in a way that feels very magical. Almost, like Alice in Wonderland in some ways. Kind of very uncanny, strange, passing through some of those liminal spaces into places that are profoundly detailed, feel very alive, meaningful. There's a lot of meaning and energy. The vibration spans the spectrum, not just high vibrations. Sometimes we have to go to those really Saturnine places that have really low, almost kind of nauseating energies, but we pass through, we continue on. And I feel just almost, if you can imagine, this lamb who is lying there in a state of just kind of surrender, sleeping almost kind of in a trance, okay, but starry eyes. Absolutely like a galactic traveler, just experiencing divinity, right? And having a moment after moment after moment of this in your mundane life. And sometimes it just arrives like that, doesn't it? If you've never had these kinds of experiences, well, maybe this will be your first. I don't know. But we do have to, in some way, choose this. Okay, I don't think this happens unless you're having, unless it is kind of plant medicine. And in that way, you are choosing, right? You're choosing to partake. But, unless you're having some kind of like acute mental health episode, this isn't what I mean by any means. This is something where, synchronicities start to really stick out to you. You're having spiritual downloads. You're meeting people that feel like you've known them forever, or, you're just aligned in such a way that feels more in tune than usual. Okay. This, to arrive to this, is through that contemplation, through that awe, taking the time to really look at things, be present, surrendering, there's been a minor setback of some kind, or it's, at least you perceive it to be. Okay, maybe you failed in some little way. Okay, right? That happens. It happens. Most of us fail a bunch of times a day, right? But then there is a sense of surrender, just kind of sitting in the grass, taking a little rest, maybe leaning back, reading a book, whatever it is. But just letting go of that kind of thing that propels you forward. Usually it's stress, right? Things to do, responsibilities. But you are hopefully taking a little bit of a break from that. Okay, so now and I keep looking at this, and it looks like oh gosh, what is it called? The pestle thing, you grind up your herbs and spices and things in it. So anyways, I see this and I feel like this is a place of kind of taking the things that you have, the ideas that you have, the inspirations, the impressions that you are receiving through the way that you are existing right now, kind of putting them in your pocket, right? Maybe you have a little notebook, write them down. Take little photographs, whatever it is. Now, when you get to a point where you are going to start doing something with all this, it's kind of like putting all those things into that little mortar, I think it is, mortar and pestle, and kind of grinding them up into something delicious. Okay, so I think that right now, not exactly the time for this, but it will be coming. So I think this is like one of those gifts from the universe where you are going to be getting a lot of inspiration through existing, through experience. And I don't think that this is something that you planned. I think this is just going to kind of arrive at your door. Okay. And then we have right here, we have, it looks like we have a symbol of harvest. Okay, so that is coming as well. This feeling of, and I think this has to do with, the metaphor I just was talking about. And maybe this comes first, where we are harvesting these things. So I think the process is important as well. How are you going to document some of this stuff? Maybe you are a person that likes to just have like an audio file. You just kind of talk about how you're, feeling, thinking, whatever. Writing. I'm a person, I like to write things down, take notes of them. Maybe you sketch, draw, whatever. Whatever it is, I think, even if you are feeling a little bit starry-eyed and like a, what's his name? Major Tom, out there in the cosmos, take the time to document some of it, because it will be useful in some of your projects coming soon. Okay, so we have a bird flying. It looks like a birthday cake, actually. I wonder if somebody important in your life is having a birthday, because that looks like a cake with some candles on it. And with the birds, I almost wonder if, well, we have at least 4 birds. So I almost wonder if there will be like some kind of party happening, get together. But I feel like, being with some people that you love, that you care about. Maybe this is a family birthday party, friends saying, maybe it's at work, I don't know. But I think that there will be some conversation, some interactions together that might really prove to have some opportunity. Okay, almost a sense of kind of networking. I almost wonder if whatever you did, for instance, if you went to try to get a new job, or a second job, or whatever volunteer position, maybe it didn't work out, but through this communication, and the birthday seems to be somehow in the middle here. It's the kind of the thing that's going to bring everybody together. Maybe you will find an opportunity within this group of people. So I think it's worth talking to others about, and just kind of seeing what is out there. Okay. And now let's see, we're going to look at the Earthbound Oracle cards. And these are a little different than the cards I've been using. They have an image and a word. And I'm just using them to kind of see how they punctuate the reading. Okay. I'm just going to stop where it feels right. I think right there. Okay. Ooh. So we have some deceit. The 2-headed snake. This was not on my radar at all. Yeah, so I don't know. Where is this deceit? Maybe this does have to do with, maybe there's an amount of, I don't know, confusion within, you know, the factors that kind of aligned where this thing didn't work out for you. You must maybe feel like there's some deceit there. I'm going to pick one more card because I want to see what else. Maybe this will show what that has to do with. Because I don't know. Perseverance. Okay. I'm going to go one more. One more. Sleep. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think that this is, from what I'm looking at, I think this is, it must be a perception of deceit. Okay. I don't think that there necessarily is an actual thing. I think it's just kind of the feeling of being let down. You were deceived by the universe, maybe. This is how you feel. I feel like the perseverance, you know, you're going to keep going. You're going to find, I feel like there's a whole different wave of energy showing up anyways, but perseverance through this feeling of deceit is not important. There's no conspiracy here. There's nothing out to get you. It just wasn't aligned, okay? And the sleep, definitely, I feel like this is what we were talking about. The kind of dreaminess of your waking life right now. It almost feels like you're not in a nightmare. It's not a nightmare. Just like the dreamy qualities of things. Everything feels a little bit magical. Okay, a lot of meaning, very spiritual. Okay, but also make sure you're sleeping, right? Make sure you're getting a good sleep routine, restorative sleep, and you know, taking care of that. Because that, you know, I know that when I get to a place where I feel like my life is very magical, there's a lot of you know, spiritual downloads. There's everything kind of just feels so good. It's almost like intoxicating, enchanting. I don't want to go to sleep, you know, and miss out on anything. And I can end up staying up pretty late, and then I have to get up. I would get up every morning between 6 and 7. So, you know, it just, then I'll, and then I ruin myself with grumpiness after a few days of that. So, you know, just make sure that you are adhering to your routines, getting the good amount of sleep, making sure that it's, you know, it's not getting out of hand there. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and say thank you so much for spending this time with me, Taurus. It is always such a pleasure and an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it helps us get into the algorithm, and that is exactly, you know, how we get recommended, and the channel gets out to more people, and then more people hopefully will subscribe, and, you know, so we like to give it the engagement, the algorithm, the engagement that it wants. Those are things like liking the video, sharing the reading on other social media platforms, watching the readings from the beginning to the end. And if you have not subscribed, please think about doing that. You know, we want you here at our community, here at Ula Tea Leaf Readings. This channel is for us all. It is a place to meet other like-minded people and share in our energies. And, you know, it has been one of the great blessings of my life. And I hope that it is also a place that you can, you know, kind of get some insights and share and so on. So if you want to leave a comment, please do. I read them all. Other people read them as well. So you will be heard. You will be seen. You will be heard. And yeah, I guess that's it. So I love you. I am jealous. You have this beautiful energy coming in. I hope that I get a little bit of it. And we'll talk in a few days. Thank you.